During my 5 years with Bunny and Buttons, we have learned a whole lot about what works and what doesn't. And if you're anything like I was when I started, the process can feel really overwhelming. It doesn't have to be. Anyone can do this. Dogs, cats, and other species of all breeds and ages are having success. And although our community is already tens of thousands strong, I really want to see more success stories. So I'm going to break down getting started into 4 easy steps. Before I do, a quick word about food-related buttons. I don't have any on my board, but that isn't because it's not a great starting word. It's because I didn't want folks saying she's just pressing buttons for treats. Another reason that I decided not to add a food-related button is because Bunny just wasn't that interested in food. All learners are unique and motivated by different things. So if you are holding in your mind that it's illegal to add a food button, apologies. It is in fact legal and recommended if it makes sense for your crew. Now, let's get started. So how does it work? Whenever a button is pressed, you reinforce that press by doing or giving your learner the thing associated with that button. The more you reinforce, the greater the potential that your learner will understand the meaning of the buttons. Simple as that. This is what we call modeling. While it's important to take into account what might motivate your learner, it's equally important to pick things that you, as the teacher, can quickly and frequently reinforce in the beginning, right at the board. Our first word was outside. I don't think this is necessarily the best word to start with, though. It can be a great word for puppies and dogs who aren't housebroken, but it can also be challenging to model enough times in a day. So the first step is to decide what words you're going to start with based on how easy it will be to frequently reinforce them. We recommend starting with 2 or 3 buttons. For example, many dogs are motivated by food, play, and social connection. So starting with your version of the words food, play, and scritches are a no-brainer. Examples of other words within these groups that you could choose are snack, eat, tug, chase, pets, cuddles, etc. These are all words that you can say yes to many times in a day, in any weather, in the middle of most activities. Low effort, high reward, if you know what I mean. And before the buttons even get there, you can conduct some preference assessments with your learner to determine which activities and foods they prefer. You may think that your learner isn't motivated by play, but have you tried tug or chase or a flip pole? I think you might be surprised by what you find if you experiment a bit. Some learners, for example, may not enjoy frequent touch, and that's totally fine. Maybe you opt for a training button instead. It's still something you can do together, but takes some of the physical pressure off. This whole step can be done with your learner before the buttons even arrive. In step 2, we'll demonstrate that these buttons have value, build associations, and create a fun routine with our learners that builds connection and curiosity. So join me next time to see exactly what this looks like.